You are listening to Penne Pyro, Book 2 of the Jade Sommer Series, written by Nicolette Pierce. Copyright 2021. Audio copyright 2025 by Pierced Heart Publishing. Digitally narrated with full cast of voices. Chapter 9. While everyone scattered, I fell back to the mat in exhaustion. Even Kobe and Nana skedaddled. I didn't blame them. With Logan glaring daggers and wielding his badge like a shield, I would have probably run too. The sumo wrestler was surprisingly quick to get up and flee, even while holding his tender bits. "You're late," I said, too tired to move.
I nearly killed myself trying to get here. You could have given me a warning or told me what the hell was going on. I thought you were in serious trouble.
Did you not see him? I was in serious trouble. Logan stood at the edge of the mat and stared down at me. His hands were on his hips and his brows were all scrunched together.
How did you get yourself into this mess?
Why do you assume it's me? You have met my family, right? I'm the innocent one here. He barked a laugh.
Try again.
Never mind, I said, trying to stand and finding the oil was still causing problems. You can go now.
That's it? Not even a thank you for dropping everything to come and rescue you?
I'm sorry. I panicked. You saw the guy.
I don't know what led to this, and I'm positive I don't want to know, but you could have said no.
I tried. But Sparrow said there were already bets on me. Logan paused.
What do you mean?
Sparrow said he opened betting, and people would be upset if I forfeited. This was only supposed to be a simple challenge to help Kobe with his channel. The challenge before this was an eating competition. I wasn't expecting to fight a sumo wrestler on livestream.
I'll talk to Kobe.
Don't bother. I think after this he learned his lesson. He looked rather like fainting for a moment there. I left out admitting that I had felt like fainting as well. Logan looked as if he was going to argue, but then took a breath.
Let me help you out of there.
He reached out his hand for me to take. I grasped it, but my hand was slick, and he couldn't get a firm grip. I was about to tell him not to bother, that I would crawl out, but he stepped onto the mat. If he thought my hand was slippery, it was nothing compared to the mat. As he tried to reach me, his feet flew out from under him and he fell backward, slamming down on the mat. He stared up at the sky.
Good thing it was a soft landing.
I tried to assist him, but between the two of us helping each other, limbs were flying. We were up and we were down, and back up again, and back down again. He laughed as he was knocked back down, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. Minus the oiled clothes and hair. This was nice. We hadn't laughed together in such a long time. We both realized it at the same time. He rolled over and looked at me as I was lying on the mat next to him. For a moment, it wasn't as if 10 painful years had happened. We were just hanging out at the park under the warm sun. Then he blinked, and the moment was gone. He pushed off the mat to his knees.
I think crawling off the mat is probably our best choice.
Yeah. I followed him off and then stood. He glanced down at the mat.
Who does it belong to?
I have no idea.
I'll have it removed.
There was an awkward silence. He then looked at his clothes that had a sheen of oil.
I need to change and then go to work.
Thank you for coming. I didn't mean to get you involved. He glanced at me.
You know I'll always have your back, right? Anyway, I owe you for saving me last month.
Why don't we call it even?
Sure.
Silence. This isn't going to be easy between us, is it? I asked. He shrugged.
Maybe eventually.
I guess I should go home and change too.
Do you need a lift?
And prolong the awkwardness? No, however, it was a long walk home, and the adrenaline had already worn off. Yes, please. He nodded in the direction of his SUV, which was parked just off the path. After we walked the short distance, he opened the back to dig out 2 blankets that he then placed on our seats. "Smart to keep blankets," I said, as I sat down and buckled my seatbelt.
They're for victims who are in shock. I'll replace them later.
"Do you have to deal with shock often?" He gave a nod.
Shock is very common.
"Are you sure you made the right career choice?" He smiled.
There's good along with the bad. What about your career choice?
"Right now my career is delivering pizza and allowing Kobe to come up with embarrassing things for me to do."
Maybe you should rethink that last part.
"I already have." When he pulled out onto the road, I started to give him directions, but he didn't seem to need them as he was already heading the right way.
Why don't you go back to advertising?
He asked as he turned a corner without my prompting. "Honestly, I'm tired." I didn't know how much energy it had sucked out of me until I came home.
I'm sorry how that went down. Why didn't you say anything when you first came home?
I thought I could help out here and find a job later. No one would need to know. But the longer I stayed without getting a job, the more I didn't want to find one. I don't know. It was like all of my motivation had left me. However, delivering pizza isn't going to pay all of my bills either.
What are you going to do?
No idea. But whatever it's going to be here in Chicago. He glanced at me but didn't say anything. He was probably wishing I'd leave. Things could go back to a comfortable normal. But I wasn't ready to leave. I had thought the grass would be greener with a career and fiancé in a different state, in a different city. But the grass is just as brown and dead as it is everywhere else. He pulled alongside my apartment building. "I didn't give you the address."
Doesn't mean I don't know where you live.
"If I didn't know you, that would be creepy." "Still might be."
Jade, I watch out for friends and family. As far as I'm concerned, you're both.
That warmed my heart a little.
I'll be in touch.
"About anything in particular? Or is this just a way of saying get out of my car?"
There was underground betting, and you didn't finish the match. There might be some backlash.
Great.
Warn Kobe I want a word with him.
Just surprise him. He'll love it.
Call me if you think you're in danger at all, even if it's just a slight inclination.
I will. I opened the door and slid out. "Thank you, Logan." He gave a nod. I shut the door and walked to my building. It wasn't until I was safely inside that he drove away. I wondered if there would be fallout after the match. It made me nervous, but at the same time, I couldn't do anything about it except have a rematch. Only next time there would be no baby oil involved, and I'd just allow him to throw me out of bounds. As I walked up the stairs to the 3rd floor, I realized Nana still had my phone. I'd have to get in touch with her before my shift. I didn't want to be on the ancient, rattly scooter without a lifeline. And I still needed to meet up with Lily, especially if she was able to help in the kitchen for the dinner rush. Sighing, I trudged the final way to the apartment to find Mila on the phone with someone. Her face was pinched, and I could tell by the low register of her voice that she was trying to control her emotions. She quickly ended the call as soon as she saw me.
"Hey, I'm sorry I abandoned you at the park, but I saw Logan and thought you'd be better off with him anyway."
He drove me home after everyone ran. She smiled.
"And how did it go?"
"Not good." He said there might be some backlash since the match was interrupted.
"I meant, were there any sparks between you two? He came charging in like a knight."
He was doing his job.
"Uh-huh."
She said, not sounding like she believed me but willing to let the subject drop.
"Anyway, what about this backlash?"
"I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out.
"Do you think they might want a rematch?"
If I have to, I'll do it. But I'd rather move to a deserted island." She smiled.
"Well, before you trade in your t-shirt for a coconut bra, I'll talk to Kobe while you take a shower."
"Deal. And can you let Nana know I need my phone before my shift?" Oh, and let Ross know to get in touch with Lily. She might be willing to work tonight in Aunt Dot's place.
Anything else, boss?
I paused. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to give you a bunch of orders. She laughed.
It's okay. It's good to see that side of you coming back out. I was afraid Alan might have broken you a bit.
I told myself long ago that I wouldn't allow any man to break me. I was bruised. Yes. Broken, no. She gave a nod.
Take your shower and I'll take care of the rest.
Thank you. I headed toward the hall but then stopped. Are you okay? Your phone call didn't sound pleasant. She gave a half-hearted shrug.
Nothing to worry about.
She turned and headed for the kitchen, cutting off our conversation. Something told me I should worry.